Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 1.0.5. And in this episode, I'm basically just going to tell you my future mission. Now, the Asteroid Redirect mission series is not being abandoned, but I am going to take a priority on this one. This is in career mode, moderate or medium difficulty career mode. I am going to build, or I'm going to build a mission where I bring two kerbals to the surface of Duna and back. And this episode I'm basically just going to explain how I'm going to do this. Now, this is the core of the mission, the Duna Station 2. Now, I had a Duna Station 1, but it didn't look very good and it was pretty ugly. This was pretty ugly too, but I think it'll work. Basically, this mission is going to have three parts. It's going to have the Duna Station, the DAV 1, where'd he go? Which is basically the Duna module. Now, this mission takes a resemblance to the Apollo mission. Basically, this is going to be docked to the station. Both the station and this are going to be sent up unmanned, and then the crew is going to be going there in a command service module, basically meeting up with the station, docking to this, and then the two Kerbals are going to pilot the thing down to the Duna surface in the lander can, and then in the service bay we have the ascent module. Basically, this comes off and this gets back into Duna orbit and docks back to the station where the command service module is going to be waiting. It has monopropellant, all the science equipment that you would ever need on the surface of Duna. And of course, the Kerbals can carry the science equipment with them, like in their pockets. This is kind of taken, the Martian Mark Watney style, where they don't really have a proper pilot seat. They're just pretty much at the mercy of the Duna atmosphere, which is pretty thin. And this has enough delta V to get into Duna orbit. I have done all the delta V calculations myself. It's not too difficult. And this only weighs 19 tons. And I'll show you the launcher this thing's going up on. It's going to be this big giant rocket monstrosity. Now this is pretty much going to be, I'm going to launch 3 SLSs with this. Well, not really, 2 SLSs. Kind of like SLS. Now this is in career mode, so I don't have the big tanks yet, so I just have to have 4 smaller tanks. Yeah, pretty much, 2 SRBs, classic SLS. There it is in the fairing. Hopefully the stage will transfer me over to Duna, get me into orbit, transfer me to Duna, and get this docked to the station. If I have to, I'll use some of the fuel from the Poodle engine, and just because the station has a surplus of fuel, I should be able to use it. And I'll show you the launcher that's going to bring the Duna station up. And this is pretty much going to be the hub for the Kerbals. This is kind of going to give them a place to stay while they're awaiting the transfer window back to Kerbin. I kind of feel bad leaving them in a Mach 2 lander can for 2 years, so I'm going to give them I'm going to give 3 Kerbals room for 4. So that should, give them enough room to process samples, do whatever Kerbals do. Here it is. I have tested this. Now I reverted the flight, but it's very, very, very wobbly, and it's very, very, very tall. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I should just go with another 3-meter stage. Oh well. This will get us into orbit, I think, and then this will get us into Duna. Well, I need the most fuel on this one because I need to precisely position this station in a 100 kilometer by 100 kilometer orbit around Duna. Now, the command service module, but I have tested this system. I went out to Minmus. I got to Minmus orbit. And, Minmus only really a couple 100 meters per second more delta V to get to Minmus than Duna, so. And we had plenty of fuel left, even after we came back. The main purpose of the station is to refuel this so they can get back, pretty much. And I'm going to show you the launcher that this launches up on. I pretty much have, what is it, 8? Yeah, I have 8 little rockets strapped to a big rocket with a couple stages. I'm debating who I should send. I know I'm going to send Jeb to go to the Duna surface. I need a scientist, so it's probably going to be Bob, and might as well bring Bill along too. Just bring our three best Kerbals. And I have landed a Duna return mission in Sandbox in 1.0.4. That was kind of a monstrosity rocket. It was just pretty much like a 3-meter center stage with the KS-25 cluster, and had like it had 6 giant 3-meter boosters with 6 KS-24 engines. It was just asparagus staged, which is just very, very unrealistic. So I'm gonna attempt to do this a little bit more realistic. Not that these things maybe in real life would be, realistic, but in KSP they tend to be very, very, very wobbly. And this is completely stock. I'm not having any mods, so I don't have Kerbal joint reinforcement or anything like that. But I do plan on posting the videos. I'm gonna post the launches of all 3 of these components: the service command module, the refueling station, and the descent and ascent stage. I'm going to show probably 3 separate videos for each one. I will show the landing and the ascent from Duna surface and them coming home. But anyway, in this video, it's just a really quick little update what I'm doing and what is to come. I think I'm just going to call this the Gateway Program. I'm not very good at naming things. If you can figure out a better name, just post it in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.